Hey, it's Gem Collectors with Shawn, and I am Shawn, and you found me. I'm glad you did, and I apologize for last week because obviously I was wishing you happy Thanksgiving a week later. That show was supposed to be posted during that week, and with all the holidays and kind of craziness, it didn't. But in the end, the buck stops with me. I take responsibility for it, irregardless of where and how it happened. You would have ended up with a show last week, yesterday, and then today. In a way, I believe everything happens for a reason, and including that. As much as I hate missing out on a show, and as Barbara said, making the schedule seem a little confusing, I just am going to make it up to you, because I really wanted the focus on this show to be not distracted by a show the day before. And also, maybe it helps your pocketbook out a little bit to stretch it out, because today I have some stunning items. So let's get to the comments, let's get to the trivia, so we can get to the inventory. By the way, I do hope all of you had a wonderful Thanksgiving and holiday, and that I know we did. It was nice. Okay, so let's see. Trivia questions. We had two of them. The first one: what mineral impurity creates the asterism, or in other words, the star effect, in rose quartz? Answer was rutile. And then the second question: cerussite is often formed by the weathering of what mineral? And it's kind of interesting, the weathering, meaning, we speak of weathering often and think of the erosion of a mountain or a hillside. But this kind of weathering is direct weathering on an individual species of mineral. And that is how, believe it or not, a lot of items don't need a big magmatic eruption geologically to alter them. Something as simple as exposure to the air over time, and things like the quartz geodes in the big amethyst field in Brazil. Well, all those air pockets in the lava, pumice, so to speak, would later grow and fill with amethyst crystals from the silica leaching through the soil down to those pockets. So, you have the creation of crystals through so many different forms. Weathering is just another one. So to alter it from something like galena to cerussite through weathering, exposure to the air and oxygen, is a pretty interesting thing for cerussite to end up as galena. And because you have a cerussite being a lead carbonate, and galena then is a lead sulfate, so PBS sulfide, and sulfur also often present in weathering environments. They end up looking not even anything alike, and it's pretty interesting the way nature does that. Then, of course, there's many other things that are, one beautiful set of crystals are destroyed, or, by being totally dissolved out, and another set formed by using the minerals present. And it's really fascinating when you get into realizing what goes on in geologic time. But we all know that we can grow crystals right here in the show, and I'm going to get back to that because I have multiple different crystal arrays that I want to do that again with you. So I'm going to focus on that, and we're going to, because there's so much to learn from it. There is no gem or mineral that forms without the process of crystallization in some way or another, except for something like opal. And that's why it's called amorphous, in other words, without a crystal system. Other ones are organic gemstones, can form without them having to go through a crystallization process, like a pearl being formed and amber being formed. So it's a neat thing to think about, exactly how all these wonderful gems are brought to us through nature and the earth. Okay, so those were the 2 questions. Now, let's get to the comments. So we had some comments from last week. Most of them wondering where the show was, as Barbara said. And from then, that would also have been the week before. One of them was Peggy that was talking about and getting the answers right on the week before's answer to the trivia. So just getting them in a little bit later than the deadline. But she comments for that show was, "What a great show as always, Shawn. I really love the blue barite. It is the perfect hobby, cleaning the piece of its limonite to reveal the treasure inside." Absolutely, especially that piece. It'd be worth it to take the time, as you're sitting there doing nothing else, work on your gems and minerals, because you can. And if you get one of those even little, and I showed you, I still actually have it with me, because it works for all kinds of things. I can engrave the inside or a piece of gold with 14 karat or whatnot, but one of those little kits that you get at any kind of drugstore, and they are sold as manicure sets kind of thing, and you have a little electric battery motor, and they usually have diamond burrs in there as well. So, and they're like 20, 25 bucks, and believe me, they work. They do. And when they don't, it's usually because you need new batteries to get enough torque going on them again. So anyway, just a thought so that you can be always involved in your hobby as you have the time. Now that the weather has officially turned cold, how is the gold search? I'm still waiting on my Georgia gold nugget to add to my collection. Yes, I am too. I still have an issue with if I do anything exertional. It's called post-malaise syndrome. It has to do with some of my long COVID symptoms that are kicked in by, unfortunately, extraneous exercise. So as time goes on, hopefully that will improve. Getting the answers right to the trivia from then. Then Barbara brings it forward to last Monday. Here's Barbara. It's nearly 4:30 p.m. No message, no show, no mo money. What's up? Customer service in the showroom? No, nothing. So did we here at Gem Shopping. And here's, I should have checked to see if the show posted or not, but a wonderful thing happened, so you have to excuse me. My son and his wife came through a really quick tour, and we got to spend a little bit of time with him and her, and then he went on to his mom's, who's right up in Helen in North Georgia. And so that was the beginning of my week, and completely distracted on that one because that's such a rare thing. He's stationed out of D.C. now, but his time off is limited, and but that was great. So anyhow, what it really ends up doing is we're going to have a better show today, a much better show. So you're going to enjoy it. It's going to be, every item you're going to see will not have been shown before, for the most part, I think. Yep. Okay. Barbara again says, figured I'd get around to answering the trivia, which she gets right, of course. Happy Turkey Day, one and all. Miss Barbara from Brooklyn. Then Anthony says, hey, Shawn, hope all is well, and just taking some extended and well-deserved quality time for yourself and family on this holiday week. Hope all is well. Happy and healthy Thanksgiving. Not my intent. But I tell you what, after Thanksgiving, I spent days working on what you're going to get to see today. So we're going to get to that as quick as we can. Okay, now, next, here brings us up to date. Okay, maybe one film today for tomorrow. This is Barbara again, because of the holiday. And that was the intent. You're right. Nothing in the comments and nothing about last Monday's show not being shown makes following the show a challenge. I agree. Hope this is only holiday fill-in personnel not doing a weekly task, and that all is well by me. All is well by me, and obviously, the ball got dropped somewhere along the line. But, the crew and team do such a great job. It's one of those things, it's that we just am thankful for the team that we do have, and the fact that they're human, and things like that can occur. My apologies. Let's see, we have Miss Gabby says, hello, gang. Hope everybody had a good turkey day. I'm still full, LOL. Great timing for more ornaments. Thanks, Summer. And that was the other thing. I wanted to get the ornaments to you as quick as we could, so that show posting a week later was a week later drawn out, Miss Gabby. But as long as now that you saw and got them, that's wonderful. I'll send you an updated picture of the tree when we're back up there the week before Christmas. Missed the star rose quartz, but all good, as I have one from the hog mine. Boy, you can't beat that. A hog mine star rose quartz is a rare treasure indeed. Got the beautiful cerussite barite specimen. Speaking of rose quartz and cerussite, my trivia answers are rutile and galena. Good job. So now, with your explanation on how it is formed, could mookaite be considered by some as organic? Till next time. Boy, I tell you what, you and Miss Gabby have some incredibly wonderful questions and difficult ones. You know, so mookaite is made up of radiolarium, and radiolarium are little microscopic living organisms that have a silica structure for a shell, so to speak. Just like a clam, they all have basically calcium carbonate related, structures that hold their parts together. The radiolaria have a silica structure. So, in a microscopic form, all of those, by the billions and billions, are cemented together with a more of what they refer to as an opal, actually, related kind of silica bond. And so the colors in mookaite are attributed to mostly iron oxide and other mineral impurities, metal impurities. Whether it would be an organic item, I was doing some research on that because it was a great question, and I did not see any association with the two. Organic items, we think of amber. I think of straight away 3 of them: amber, ammonite, and which, of course, through the process, it kind of converts the iridescent shell material into aragonite, and that's how that works. And then you have amber, which is, of course, tree resin that is fossilized over a long period of time, and it takes a polymerization of the structure to actually be amber. And then we have a pearl, which is probably the most organic of them all. I mean, truly all the nacre and that's put around the, and we're talking natural pearls. The others, of course, is a bead implant, and then the nacre is formed around the bead implant being natural itself. So that, to me, though, still is the most organic, being that the creature created everything, and there wasn't any change in the mineralogy or the chemistry of the item, like the ammonite becoming aragonite, or the polymerization of amber. That is a chemical change. A pearl is just repeated layers of nacre without a true chemical change, just at what it's added on. So, but the radiolaria, all those little creatures cemented together, it sounds organic, doesn't it? Sounds organic, but I don't think the naming body is going to go along with that thought. But it's a good one. It's a good one. Made me think. Okay, so let's see. We have next Miss Cindy. Hello, Rock family. Really excited to see the estate items you are going to present. Wow, butterflies are free. Kudos to Summer on those specimen ornaments. Beautiful. On the trivia, you come so close, Cindy. You got titanium, which rutile is made up of titanium dioxide. If you would have said titanium dioxide, you'd have gotten it all the way. And Galena, well wishes and good health to all. Can't wait for next Monday to get here. Sorry about that. Cindy in South Central Pennsylvania. Fave of the show, the Madagascar Star Rose Quartz. Mr. Harry says, well, hey, you wonderful professor and the lovely Raven. I certainly hope your family had a most wonderful and remembering Thanksgiving for what we are grateful for over the past year. And hopefully, to excitingly wait for this coming year, things that come into our lives we know can be grateful for those challenges and joys. Well, I thank you from the bottom of my heart for this beautiful carving I got in the mail a couple of days ago. And I know nothing about pyroxene, but just said a whole mouthful about it. I'm trying to get my mind around it. Seems to me it looked a little bit more like some granite that I've seen, black granite, and it's used for cemetery stone headstones. Looks like the back of the carving. I will look into it some more when I get a chance. Now remember, pyroxene is a family group. Under pyroxenes, you can have, agrine, augite, hornblende, a number of very similar other minerals. When you're talking about that jeweler's major mistake with that 30-carat size piece of tanzanite, I can't even imagine. Yeah, I know. And he had to come to us and was trying to get off the hook for doing that. But I told him that without a doubt, it was all his responsibility. And should have known better. Summer is getting so good at what she does. Those two ornaments are just breathtaking. Thank you for sharing that. Wow, I love that rose quartz. You got there that star. I have one too, but mine is very faint, and it's almost twice the size that the one you're showing. And flawless inside. The rutile must be more prominent that's in yours because it doesn't show up that well, but it's a real beauty from India. I will send a photo. Yeah, there's a big difference and a trade-off. Some of those that are really clean have light rutile, and because they also transmit light generously through it. In other words, they're more transparent than translucent or opaque. Sometimes the more opaque or very less translucent ones are the ones that the light will, the star will actually show better. Also ones with inclusions, because they will also reflect off those inclusions. So now wait a minute, you just said that you don't polish the back, and it looks like I need to cut in a little on the back and make a smaller flat surface in the middle like your rubies are. I'll have to put this on a dop stick and give it a whirl. I'm excited because it does have a nice star in it, and like I said, it's absolutely flawless inside. Yes, you need to have a coarse finished back. A polished back will just let the light go right through it, and you won't see the star. What question one is, what causes the star in the rose quartz? And the answer is rutile. And it also is the same property of mineral and star ruby or a star sapphire. Question two, cerussite forms with the weathering of galena. Very good. Okay, well, again, very much of a happy Thanksgiving to all you guys out there. To me, it's been a journey every day. There's always got to be something I'm grateful for in every single day. I'll tell you a little story before I close. I know an old friend of mine, a spiritual advisor kind of person, kind of like how Asif is for you. My spiritual advisor told me to get a pen and a pad of paper. Keep it by the bedside upon awakening every morning before I get up out of bed. Jot down one thing that comes to my mind that I am grateful for, and do it gracefully and faithfully for a month, and you will see your life before you change. It's just put you in a tone of daily gratitude, and it's a beautiful place to be, and that's what my story is. I'm sticking to it. God bless you all. Harry, that is a great suggestion, Harry, and probably in the morning. My sister actually suggested and had me, when I was really not doing well with the family situation, she had me text her every evening with something that I was grateful for, and it did work. I did it for a little bit, and then yeah, but I could see that would be very effective. Mr. Anthony in Massachusetts, hello all. A very enjoyable, groovy show. Definitely chills down the spine when you shared the Dennis and Jan opal butterfly story. I remember the opal butterfly. I also remember I came very close to buying it myself. Probably like many of us, I'm sure. As Shawn says, it was meant to be. Also loved the magical spiritual side of butterflies you spoke of. Jan and Dennis, may butterflies grace your lives always. And that is from Dennis, and we can add the rest of the Rocket Gem family behind that because we support you and Jan, and I know what Jan must have been going through because I think her son was close to my son's age, and I can't even imagine. So I'm glad though that at least through you, you're still, both of you, still part of the show. And yeah, I scored the silver ring collection. And So Anthony, of course, is a silver and goldsmith and a lapidary, cuts gemstones. So that silver ring collection he could use because it'd be easy to cut stones to fit them perfectly. The mount sit and the star rose quartz cab, nicely done. Nice color on the mount sit, broken or not. I'll take that material with that color all day long. Exactly, that's the thing, and you're gonna see something in a little bit here that's gonna blow your mind. The deal with mount sit now is the good color, that rich cosmochlorochromium material is no more. If you go and look, it's this light limey color, and I meant to send some pictures to Austin so he could show them to you correctly instead of through my cracked phone, but we'll do that another day. That you see in the market now is just a lime green. It's an ugly green and terrible looking material, and really makes a difference between when you see what's offered and what the good stuff looks like. So yeah, Anthony, you're right about that. Thanks to you, I got a nice little collection from the 3 a.m. show. I do appreciate it, believe me. Yes, we had the 3 a.m. to 9 a.m. Monday morning show for 9 years. Raven and I did that show. And during that time, one of the things that we did, I bought from this Burmese dealer. All he had was mount sit and those jade carvings, if you're familiar with those. And he came to the big show out west, and that's what he had. He was set up in about really, it was no more than a 4 by 4 foot space, just tiny, so it wouldn't cost him a lot of money. And we ended his show 3 days in. We bought his entire stock, every single mount sit stone and every single piece of jade. He said he could barely speak English, but he could say, "I go home now." He didn't have anything else left to sell. And it was one of the best values because we turned around and stupidly, of course, did not charge enough for the mount sit when I could have asked so much more for it, or just hung on to it like I am some of those other specimens because it was such a good value. It would be such a good way to make money. It would be be any other kind of thing that you could put your money into for a return on it. So yeah, it was the finest, and they were large and beautifully polished. And I'll never see a collection of mount sit cabs like that again. I do appreciate it. Believe me, the only pieces I put in jewelry were the small cabs. See, small, 15 by 12. That's what he's talking about, were small. Everything else were big, beautiful pieces. There were also flat geometric parcels. I've yet to do anything with them, but I do occasionally pull out the larger pieces just to look at. It's funny, while writing this, I just got an idea for the flat geometric mounts that sit in Tarsia. Very cool. Look forward to the jewelry you spoke of that lit you up when you were describing some of it. You're going to get to see that today. Wait till you see what else. You're going to be amazed. Peggy says, "Hello, Shawn, Raven, my favorite gem crew and all the rock hounds. I'm a little confused today. I'm hoping that I get my trivia answers to you on the right week. Your 11:21 show dropped YouTube 11:29. I checked every day last week, but I never saw the 11:21 show. There was no comments made under community. When I ordered the 608 Japanese androdite garnet, customer service said it must have been a delay due to the holidays. Whatever the reason, I was so glad to see your smiling face. I was really glad to be able to get another garnet for my collection. If you really do decide to open a rock shop, I would be so happy to be your first customer. I would hate missing your show every week, but to be able to see all the inventory in person would be thrilling. By the way, I would never judge you for having a house full of rocks. I have also a very different house with all my collections. I appreciate that. I have some people that think to them it's clutter because a house is supposed to only have 3 or 4 knickknacks out. Well, yeah. Trivia, Rutil and Galena, very good. Enjoy exploring the collectibles of your previous customer. Don't let this year's hardships get you down. Enjoy the season. Decorate the tree. If you don't feel it, you can always take it back down. Just the effort will help blow those Christmas blues away. Find your joy, Miss Peggy. Miss Peggy, you're right. We actually said that this year we are going to have a tree. We are. Barbara says, "Hello, Professor Raven, gem shopping crew, and the whole rock family. Sorry to miss writing last week. Got caught up in pre-Thanksgiving activities for the first time in 2 years. And this was an interesting 2 weeks, 11:21 show and 11:29, only because of a shove from Miss Gabby, no 11:28 show. Holidays have become a challenge in Shawn world, LOL. Guess holiday filled-in staff doesn't have your YouTube download or community updates high on their list. Oh well, we'll wait. So happy to hear you're reunited with your creations and more. Serendipity in Shawn world. Hooray. The universe is balancing out in favor of the good guy finally. That's what I told Raven. I said, I can't believe that, 25, 30 years later, this has come back around full circle. And it was always a collection I thought I would be part of later in life, and then almost wasn't due to a potential burglary, but that wasn't the case. Nothing is missing. Everything is there. I had gone over it, and now you're going to get to see not only items that I made many, many years ago, but a lot other stunning pieces. That was so generous of you to offer more androdites at such low prices. Those beautiful iridescent rainbow androdites. Hope everyone takes advantage of acquiring a treasure for themselves. Yeah, I did, and there were some big androdites, and I hope that they even if you already have one, get another one of those, because those were some special pieces. As to the trivia, Rutile is responsible for the star, while Dumortierite is responsible for the pink color in rose quartz. All right, now you're getting fancy on us. And cerussite is formed from the weathering of primary lead ores, usually galena. Cerussite white snowflake forms are a delight to behold in museum collections. But who knew they could also be colorful UV specimens? Good, cool new info. Yeah, what she refers to is the twinning of cerussite crystals makes for a really neat formation, but they absolutely do glow a beautiful yellow. Hope all is well and everyone had a delicious Thanksgiving, and that no police needed to be called to break up arguing with relatives. That's why you don't invite them to start with. Charles, ciao, Professor Shawn, GSN crew and Rock family. Wow, my hand is sore from all the note-taking. Keep the gem and mineral information flowing. Thank you, Shawn, for the detail you provide and the stories you tell. Congratulations, Harry, on winning the Black Prince. It was a frog carved in pyroxene that Harry won. To have a beautiful carving made from American material is really something special. My wife and I are going to Oregon Coast soon, and we'll be stopping by to Rockhound for some pyroxene of our own. There's a well-known occurrence of augite crystals in the general area where we have a lead on some stunning dark teal colored cryptocrystalline quartz material. Wow, that would be great. Happy holidays to everyone here. With love, Charles. Question, Rutile and Galena, getting them both right. Congratulations to you on that. And ciao, Professor Shawn. Sorry to bother you. My wife called in last week to purchase the Indian Star Ruby from the November 14th show. The receptionist even asked her manager for help, but there was no information in the system for the item number, so we weren't able to make the purchase. Since then, I just can't stop thinking about this stone. I thought I might try to reach out to you if you could help. Please let me know if the ruby gets entered into the system. I'll make sure that it gets entered into the system. I actually pulled that number up in my master system, which is how it all gets entered, and it was there. So I didn't get anything back, and I have into inventory the person that does our show, Kevin and Christy, and I'll find out about that. And then if it's available, then I'll make sure that you're the one that gets it. So working on that for you. Okay, let's see. That's about it. We have a long list of new items to get to, but let's do the winner of the trivia contest. And this week it is Charles. Charles, our newest member, he wins again. He wins again, but of course everybody not only wins again, but they win again and again and again as you keep watching the show. Let's show Charles what he won. Look at this. This is going to cause some trivia envy because it is a giant size, as you can see, if you can see the way over to the side there. Look at that. Look at that blue topaz. And that is really the color I like. Some London blue. This is actually between Swiss and London blue to me. And that's exactly, look at that cutting. I wish I could say I cut it because it was actually cut really, really well. Large stone, and it's a 20 by 15, so it'll fit a standard mounting. And I actually got it out of an estate. Beautiful gem. Congratulations. Free. Absolutely. That's what you can win playing trivia. Okay, let me tuck that one away and we'll get started. Okay, so you know already by seeing this one item that this is going to be a show like you've never seen before. look at this. One of my favorite and rarest, it's not a true jasper, but it is a cryptocrystalline quartz. The Madagascar ocean jasper. And look at that. You can even, let me get my pointer, you can even see a star in that moonstone. Star, cat's eye, I mean a star. Since we were just talking about stars. Look at that cat's eye moonstone. That even is a good cat's eye in that direction. And then look at that. When you have a bullseye like that in this material, that's the good stuff. That's the good stuff. And then the extra bonus is this is something you don't normally get to see. If we backlight this, you can actually see the color around it. There we go. Exactly what I wanted you to see. Look at that. Yeah, it does look like a fisheye. Thank you, sir. And what a great name, because ocean jasper, fisheye. This is cut very well because the cutter was working with the bullseye portion of it. Look at that nice finish to the back and a nice area for the bail. And of course, being that this is an estate piece, you can expect some wonderful, wonderful opportunities because the price on this will give you an idea of how all of the prices are going to run. And you can see Rusty at putting these things in the pendant holders. How about this? And of course, it's not going to ever go lower than this. I want to show it one time and it'd be gone. $38. $38. Okay, next we have item 1087322. 1087322. You're getting ready to see a very rare, actually. Well, a lot of people get this wrong as far as what it's made up of, but this is Namibian, which is one of the most desirable places you want this to be from. It is a petersite pendant. Look at this. And petersite was actually named after Sid Peters, the person that found the material originally. Now, Namibia was the only source. This is old source Namibian material. There's been some newer material discovered in China, but it is not nearly of the quality. And what you're actually looking at is similar to tiger eye as far as the look, but you get a bluish part here. Then look at this. How unusual. The other one had a cat's eye moonstone. This is, look at that black star. As we go in closer, you can see that, you know, those of us that are in my age range remember getting in the mail a little packet that said Star of India, and they would give away free gemstones. I don't even know what they were advertising, but that's what you would actually get in the mail. Was a genuine free gemstone. I used to think it was like a black star sapphire. It just said Star of India. It didn't say what it actually was. But then, of course, later on, I quickly realized it was not a sapphire because it only had 4 rays, and that the number of legs has to do with the crystal system. Petersite, this is the good stuff here when you have some blue in it like that, and you have some of the same type of effect that you have in tiger eye and some of the same material that causes it. So just a really nice piece. Then a citrine. Look at the citrine at the bottom. Now, I am saying this is citrine. I couldn't put that on the refractometer, but it actually has a look of a really rich golden beryl, but I just was playing it close and conservative and just said it was a citrine. So what a beautiful, beautiful pendant. You can look at that. Solid back and a price that you probably wouldn't be able to actually just buy the petersite itself for. How about this? $32. $32 for the whole pendant. And that's why this is a show and go, because I'm going to show this and hopefully you're going to go buy it, and then it's not going to be back around, because these are one-ofs and the deals are a phenomenal opportunity for you to get in on. All right, next I have item number 1087422. 1087422. And this would be something like I would like to make because I love using color, but I didn't. But it's along those kind of idea and quality and style that I like to do. Look at this. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Now that is a multicolor sapphire cross. And what I like about it, here at Gem Shopping, unless it's part of like a big rainbow bracelet or something like that, we can't sell yellow or orange sapphires without them being certified, because so many of them, or the paparazzi look of sapphires, because so many of them have been diffused, unfortunately. That's what ruins the market for everyone. I like this because the designer did not use any stones that have been brought into question in regards to that. So you have beautiful pinks, and as we go in closer on this, you can see that the large one is, of course, a wonderful sapphire. Then you have green sapphires, you have pink sapphires, blue in a couple of different colors. Very nicely made, a very conservative weight. And that's the thing with these estate pieces like this. The weight, without knowing them exactly, because no paperwork was ever kept. So everything now I have to estimate. And so in doing so, I'm making sure that I'm very conservative in that estimate. Also, the price opportunity is unlike any you're going to see. This is in 14 karat yellow gold, and the entire item is only $288. Only $288 on that. And that's a beautiful piece. All right, let me tuck that away and we'll be right back. All right, I'm also able to bring you other items you don't normally get to see in any venue. And this one actually fooled me. It was so well done. And then I looked at the tag and I saw it was Italian made, and that's why. Look at this. This looks like every bit 14 karat all the way through, but it is vermeil, it's sterling silver. So vermeil is a thicker, heavier coating of gold than like gold plate. So vermeil is a lot more gold used, and this is actually 18.5 inches, so it's a really nice length as well. So snake chain, 5.6 grams sterling silver, gold, 14 karat gold over the sterling silver, giving you that definite 14 karat gold look, all for only $18. $18, have one of those. Okay, now let's look at item 1086722. 1086722. And this is unique, and you're going to see a lot of different crosses, some beautiful ones. I didn't make this one, but I made many others you're going to get to see in the coming weeks. And check this one out, though. It'd be one I wish I could make. Beautiful malachite. And so the client loved the she wasn't necessarily a religious person, but she said she loved the artistic look of a cross in itself. And of course, we know crosses are universal, and she's not alone in that feeling. A lot of people just like the design. And beautiful, beautiful classic length to width ratio, 14 karat gold caps, 14 karat gold backing here, really giving it strength. And you can see wonderful malachite, nice bail. Price on this, again, look at all that gold involved and look at the size of it. It's a wonderful, wonderful piece. And I have it priced only $88. $88. And that's the wonder of being able to get in on an estate opportunity like that. So, in talking to John, the person working with the people on the estate, I was telling him, it's like, John, we don't want to have to show items twice. That's losing time, losing money. We want to show it one time and it sell. Next item is 108. Let's see. Let me see. Wait, let me show this first. 1086822. 1086822, and it goes along with the item I just showed you. So let's give you a choice. And look at this. How about this? A tiger eye. Wonderful tiger eye piece. 1086822. And let's see, compared to the malachite, if there's a difference in size. Yep, a little bit difference in size. Look at the quality. Look at the amount of gold used on this. But I tell you what, price is the same, $88. $88, which actually, I think that's pretty fair. But that tiger eye, that is really good stuff in the tiger eye, just as in the malachite. Let's see. Look at the way they did the gold there versus the gold in this one. So very well priced. So it's kind of a your choice, $88 on either one of those. Now, let me see what, yes. Item 1086922. And this is something I found real unique and not something that you see very often by way of the design, and therefore very much a one-of-a-kind look. Look at this. Look at that. You can see it relative to my hand. Wonderful, wonderful briolets. Look at how beautiful that amethyst is. And I was looking at the amethyst, and the rare thing about it is all the amethyst is natural amethyst. There's so much lab-grown amethyst in the market that it's always nice to see when the real stuff is used. So most of all these items were, gotten a couple of decades ago. So you're going to get the advantage of as time goes on, there's now so many lab-grown diamonds in the market, lab-grown this, to get the older stuff, that's when you get the higher opportunity of getting the real stuff. Beautiful peridots in here as well, peridot at the top. Look at the back, you can see there's a good deal of gold. There is a pin pendant combination because you can run, it's made to run the chain right through the top one, but you can also run it lower if you want. Here is the pin. I love the briolet look like that. So pendant pin combination, and look at the weight. You have to realize that gold is $1,750 an ounce. So calculate that out to price per gram, and it adds up. The value of gold adds up and is a big part. So a lot of these, I'm just really pricing them at the weight of the gold. So to be able to buy amethyst or anything at the price of gold, as they say, is a great opportunity. This piece only $288 as well. Only $288 as well, and something like this easily should be twice that. Okay, let me tuck some of these away, and we'll be right back. This is one of the jewels I was talking about that, I was surprised to find this one. Of course, it's not one that I made, but it is certainly one that was gotten during the period when this kind of quality was available. This is what I'm talking about for Mouses Sit on the good stuff. Look at that bright chrome green color. Now, a lot of people think that it's just chromium jadeite, but technically it is another clinopyroxene called Cosmochlor, and it has a sodium chromium silicate, basically, is what it's made up of. It was only discovered in the 60s, and Burma is the only source for it. It is only from the Tomal Jade Tract that you can find this up in the area where they mine jadeite. So it's in that area of Burma. But it is actually considered a rock because it is made up of different percentages of other items. And so let me go through those. It has, you're familiar with albite. So if you see some of this white areas, let's go into some of these stones a little closer. You're going to see some of these other minerals. See that little white area right there? See, I happen to know it was there. That's why I pulled that up. That would be a chromium albite. So you'll have some albite feldspar in here, but it'll be a chromium albite. So giving it green, so kind of disguising it as well. Also there's chromium jadeite, and there is chromium eckermannite, and naturalite. So naturalite could also be white areas that you would see. Naturalite is the white mineral that you find with bonitoite. And now, cosmochlor can be this beautiful, beautiful chrome color material, can also be the dark black color as well. So that can be that same mineral, cosmochlor. You see the different colors of green. That's where you're going to have your chromium jadeite and your cosmochlor clashing. And then you see like a band like that through there. That could be your chromium albite. These stones are magnificent, magnificent. And they're not just glued in. They are half moon or half bezel set on the ends, holding them in well. There is a good gold weight to it, as you can see, and a nice, easy to work lobster claw catch. This is a magnificent piece. And it is also 7.5 inches long. So if you need a bracelet a little bit longer, it is perfect for that. So this is your very high quality Mount Sit and of the color, exact color that you want. I've got an amazing opportunity on this, and only because, of course, there's no way I could get this in the market and be able to offer it to you for what I am right now. $588. $588. Mount Sit with 14 karat. The blank bracelet alone, if you had that, would cost you that easily. So when I figure the weight of the gold in here, wow, yeah, there's a lot of value to this piece. Only one there is. So there's not going to be another one, not going to be any other Mount Sit period coming up. This is the only piece. I had wished there were some others, but that's going to be it. So take advantage of it now. Now, speaking of something really, really cool that, again, it is not something you would normally see. And that's just it. Her collection and taste ran very similar to mine. And so she loved the unique and unusual, as you can see by the Mount Sit bracelet. Now this next item runs along the same lines of unusual. 1084922. 1084922. And with that, look what you get here. Do you know what that is? Look at that. Look at that beauty. Wow, look at those colors. In this case, I think the other colors were used very well. This is moldavite in one of really the most attractive ways that you can set it. And using a checkerboard cut, moldavite often has inclusions of bubbles, and the other thing in it is there, and you can see it with higher magnification, and it's also a telltale sign of something being genuine moldavite. Yep. Are not only little bubbles, oh, I do see that, in a big screen that I'm looking at here. I'll point to them, because if you have a big screen at home, you'll be able to see them. See these? That's a perfect, perfect air bubble. Classic air bubble right there. There's also one here and one here. So you want to see those. The other thing you want to see, because the checkerboard cut is hiding it, I don't know if you can, but it is the best way is there is wavy lines. Wavy lines, they're not like inclusions, but they're the lines that you would see if you were creating glass. It's a very common look glass makers will have in their glass. And it's a best way to tell a natural moldavite is by having those wavy lines. You can see a little bit of lines right there. And the air bubbles. Now, a moldavite is a tektite. It is formed by the impact of a meteor with the Earth, sending and injecting material all the way to our outer atmosphere, but not so far that gravity doesn't pull it back to Earth in a strewn field. So that's what happened with this. Now, you had also some what's called besanitsas in the moldavites. That's where they actually struck a pond, and those are totally different and unique look and a very valuable piece, a piece that you would not cut a piece if it was of a besanitsa origin. They're always, if you've seen enough of them, you're able to tell one from a regular moldavite due to the shape and formations of the ones that made impact with the water when they came back down as hot molten glass spherules. And so every tektite is named after the place of origin where it struck. So this struck in part near the Moldau River of Czechoslovakia, and hence got the name moldavite. There is Australianites for tektites that were found in Australia. There's Georgites. That is actually one of the rare, I think there's only 7 tektites around the world, and one of them is in South Georgia, where there was a strewn field. You can find some if you're really, really lucky. They'd be really valuable and collectible. But the only ones that have the color, there's other ones, they're brownish in color, darkish colors, but none were green except for the moldavite ones coming from that area. So this is a fantastic piece. You can see all the other beautiful gemstones. There's amethyst, there is, we'll go through this so you know what they are. There's amethyst, there's garnet, there's pink tourmaline, there is peridot. I'm calling those citrines, but again, I wonder about them being golden beryl. There's another amethyst there, peridot, pink tourmaline, garnet. Wow, that looked like, it almost looked like a tanzanite, but those are amethyst there. A really, really neat 14 karat gold ring, easily sizable, but these are nice sizes. She had a larger finger, so that may work out well for a lot of you. I find in sizing rings that the average size of our fingers have gone up across the board. So this jewel, I have it priced 14 karat gold, remember, with a rare moldavite made up as a ring, ready to go. Wow, how about let's do this? I am looking at, okay, only $488. $488. I'm going to get a ring finger in just a moment. $488 on that, and that is something that if you tried to make it up, the semi-mount alone would extend far beyond that. And moldavite now, prices of it have gone up considerably as well. And to get pieces large enough that would facet, add additional value. $488 on that. Now, let's look at item 1087222. 1087222. And this is a piece that I did set up. I set the entire item up, and it's quite the looker. Take a look at that. Wow. Wow. Madagascan sapphires, wonderful diamonds, 10 carats of sapphires, and that's being conservative. 18 grams, it's a heavy bracelet. Remember 31 grams in an ounce, so 18 grams, even backing off for the weight of the stones, you're talking about 16 grams of 14 karat or so. Look at the cut of these. That is some of the prettiest, nicest matched sapphires I've seen in a while. And that's the color I really like in a sapphire. You know, sometimes, you know, when you talk about those royal blues and all, they are too saturated. They're actually too dark, so that even in low light conditions, they really go dark. You have a sapphire of this color and very little light, and you're going to still see blue. This is accented with 2 diamonds in between each, only calling it 50-point total weight. I think it's a lot more than that. But again, not knowing the exact weight, better to, you know, pull it up short and to guarantee that you get the full weight. This has got a safety catch, as you can see, and I like it because it has the hidden catch. And I actually made this catch component. So it goes in like that, and then this clips over like that. So you do not have one of the push down catches. You know why? I don't always like those, because people actually with their wrist have caused them, if the safety pops off, have actually caused it to open up. When this one, you push in from the side like that, and with this going over that, see, you can tell I designed it, you're not going to be able to push that even in to open that even up. So yeah, I get kind of clever sometimes like that. So what a wonderful, wonderful high quality piece. By the way, I got my dad's ring, and I remember ever since as a boy, even before I liked rocks and minerals, he wore this ring. It's 18 karat gold, and out of all the children, he wanted me to have that, and I'm going to cherish it. It fits me perfectly. He had small fingers as I did, and that's just a Black Star Sapphire. Wonderful custom design. It's perfect for the type person I am, and I think it was really neat that my dad at a young age liked something like that. So if you were wondering what that is, that's what it is. All right, now, price on this. It is your opportunity, and to even get the blank now on something like this is insane. So, you know, have a figure in your mind if you know what something like this usually sells for. So when did I tell you that this is only $1,588? $1,588. Your jaw should drop to the floor, and you should be running to the phone if you ever wanted a stunning sapphire bracelet. It is every bit as gorgeous. And actually, I meant to steam this off, and so it would be even brighter than it is now. All right, let me tuck away all these goodies I just showed you, and I'll be right back with more. This is one of a kind, and I'm telling you what, it has everything going for it, all the goodies that I really like. Look at this. All right, let's start off. All right, you see this? That's the green obsidian. That's the green obsidian that made the Teotihuacan Empire in Mexico. Was that obsidian, and what they could trade it for is what helped fuel a massive 100,000 people city. I have been to the top of the pyramid of Teotihuacan, which is north of Mexico City, and it is in the Western Hemisphere, the greatest pyramid that is. You would feel like almost you're in, in Egypt. And you're allowed to climb to the top of it, which is quite the exercise in itself. So to be able to have what it takes, you have to have resources, and their biggest resource was the green obsidian mine on their territory or turf, so to speak. Then, look at this. You have fire opal. Look at that, probably very close to a carat, very nicely cut. Again, that would be Mexican fire opal. And then Canadian ammonite. this, you can say, is a piece all about the Western Hemisphere. Look at that. We know this is what comes from an ammonite, the ammonite shell, and the material when it is goes through its process of fossilization. Actually, it changes its structure and then can produce these amazing colors. Then with that beautiful green sheen. Now the face, it could be, you know, you wonder if it's like a Kuan Yin, or, I mean, that would be kind of the face, except this doesn't seem much of an Asian piece. It seems like it could represent pretty much many other tribes and cultures. It's really stunning. And green tourmaline. Look at the green tourmaline. So the green tourmaline's very intentionally added to the design to go with the green sheen obsidian. So a well thought out, well made item, a solid back, open for the stones. So it's really nicely made. Only have one like this naturally, and you're going to love the price. The price is probably half to a third of what it would normally be, but that's why I know you're going to take advantage of it. Only $88 on that. $88. So let's see, I offered the cross at $88. I offered the Tigerite cross at $88. I offered the Malachite cross, $88. This piece, wow. Okay, now wait till you see some of these next items. Oh boy, did I have fun. You will too. Item, let me see here. Item 1086122. 1086122. And how fun is this? Talking about carving and high quality. Look at that. I said there was some nice carnelian, and I wasn't kidding. This goes a step beyond the word nice. This kind of carnelian is the kind that is not heated, like so much of carnelian is. This is the natural stuff. And, okay, so what you have, everything is intentional in carvings that come out of Asia. And there's always some meaning to what they carve. We may not know it in the Western Hemisphere, but to them, there is motive and intent. So by studying what and why they carve the items that they carve, you'll know a lot more. So it looks like that is probably the front, maybe. And what you have are natural agate, natural Brazilian carnelian agate. They are peaches, okay? And then look at the quality to this one. And you can see peaches again. And in Georgia here, being the peach state, we should know what a peach looks like. And also, I have peach tree in the backyard, and those are peach leaves. And of course, they have that very familiar line down them. Now, look at the carver, how he placed the orange at the end of each one. I think that's, look at that. That takes some thought. This also would make a fantastic front of the piece. But basically, these were carved just to have as knickknacks, to enjoy them as the carvings they are. Here's the key. The peach does have meaning, just like the bat. The peach stands for longevity and immortality. Longevity and immortality. Opportunity on both these, only $44. Only $44 for the two of them. That makes these only $22 each. The time it would take to carve those is, I can't even imagine. And then to polish, carnelian is a hard cryptocrystalline quartz, and these are even polished down in the grooves. These are magnificent, magnificent. Here you can see relative to my hand the size, the color, the richness to them. $44 for the set. Wow. Wow. Now, I have more wows coming up for you. And let's see, next one is going to be item 108. 6322 108 6322. Okay. It's a Congo malachite carving, and it is of a, look at this, and look at the color, a dachshund. It goes really great actually to create a scene if you wanted to around the other carvings. The dachshund is 2.75 inches long, and it is 74 grams. So, you know, malachite, Congo malachite is an amazing stone. It is a copper carbonate. Now, it's one of the stones that you have to carve it using water because the mist from the copper is not healthy to breathe. So that's one of the few stones of warning when carving. But a dachshund. Now, if you have a dachshund, you surely need this. But if you have a collection of just animal carvings, you surely need this. Look at this piece. And look at the quality of the malachite used. You can see it's the beautiful circular malachite. The item is 1086322. Look at that. Look at that. Look face forward. Oh. Wow, amazing. And what's also amazing is $24. $24. That's a jewel. And like I said, this is why you can use things like this and create a neat little scene by using other carnelian, and you get that beautiful contrasting colors. So we'll just leave that there for just the moment while I put away a couple things. I have something else to show you. Let's see. Oh yes, this goes with the animal carvings. 1085622. 1085622. This is something you haven't seen really. Not very much of. Not like this. And let's just show you. Look at this. We'll just put it right in there, and you can see what kind of very cool scenes you can create. We'll take the dachshund away. That is stunning material. And I have not seen rhodonite carved like that, using rhodonite like that, because normally what you see is rhodonite with manganese oxide, which is the black color that is mixed in, often found with it. So that is that kind of rhodonite is completely different. And rhodonite is often, of course, the pink color. It is a calcium manganese silicate, and it is also, though, found in the darker colors like what you're seeing there. And so there is rhodonite from a lot of different places, including rhodonite of facet grade quality that you can see and watch in the other shows here at GSN that have some beautiful, unique pieces in them. And they, I saw some the other day that had some tremendous faceted, large, just beautiful fire red with just these hint of orange color to them, and a lot of them from the Padre Pariso mine. I've sold a lot of them. We had them 10 years ago. I was selling faceted rhodonite in the shows, and So that's one look rhodonite can offer. The other look is the carving quality. And this is a wonderful mix. When we go in close on this, here's how you can tell different minerals that are present. If you look at the polish, now I'm giving away a little hint here. All right, if you look at the polish and you look as it goes from a pink material to another color or whatever, like we're just using this for an example. All right, and as we go across from the brown to the pink, if you do not see a change in the polish, it means that they are either the same mineral or close to the same hardness of each other. And you can see that the polish doesn't much change. It is evenly, here's another good way you can see it, evenly changes from the pink. When you get a difference in hardness, you are going to get a difference in the look of the polish. So as we come around here, let me show you, all of a sudden, boom, you get into an area that is completely different, not polishable. And as we move down here, wow, this is really unique. You have 3 areas right there. And I'm telling you what, this is kind of unusual because they have changed color, and I'll have to look that up. They were very greenish, and now they blend in, but they're very distinct in other situations. So it could be the wavelength of light, it could be the temperature, but there is something that has definitely changed, because in doing research on this piece, there's another mineral here. It is called Johanssonite, and it was named for Albert Johansen, University of Chicago petrologist who only died in the 60s. And Johanssonite is from the pyroxene group. Now, rhodonite is a calcium manganese silicate. So it's a double molecule with manganese, which is kind of unusual. And it also is the +2. So here's what's different. Johanssonite is a calcium manganese +2 valence Si2 and oxygen, so silicate. So it's both having the same minerals, just a different setup and different structural chemical setup of them. But Johanssonite can be a greenish color tone and often found as an inclusion in rhodonite. And I can assure you that when you get this, you're going to find that this is, look at it first and see the color, because it is this color, even with my eyes right now. But I can assure you, it was almost the color of my shirt. It was that green. So see if it doesn't come back to that green. Johanssonite does come in that color green. I'd be real interested to see and actually study and learn why it changes color. So normally I would want to keep this, but I'm going to offer it because someone can get a new mineral. It is definitely Johanssonite. The amount of research I did on a duck that I can sell for only $38. And you can see I even talk more about it. I like this duck, obviously. $38 for that kind of material and size and quality, and getting another mineral of Johanssonite. How cool is that? And I have the name Johanssonite in the descriptor on the tag, so that you'll know what that is, and you don't have to write it down now. But for only $38, what a carving. Now, let me show you. I am going to take these other 2 carnelians away because I have something special. It is a collection of carvings. And this is item number 1085822. 1085822. So let me take these 2 away. We'll leave the duck there just for a moment. And let me pass these off. We do have the raven here, which is certainly a big help. And here we go. I am going to show you. Look at this. Look at what we have. This is a collection of carnelian animals, and they are all completely natural carnelian. Look at this. Look at these guys. So beautiful, beautiful kitty cat there. Here's a tiger. I think this, here is another wonderful kitty cat. Great color carnelian, natural. And then here is an ox. Now I think a lot of these would have represented the year ofs. The year of the tiger, the year of the ox, the year of the cat kind of thing. But they make a great collection shown together. And if you put together, if you got the peaches to go with them, that would be really cool as well. Price for all four. I'm selling them only, not individually, but as a set, you're going to get a better deal. The set of them, only $68. $68 for the set. And you can see by my hand the size of them. Nice size. And only $68. So that's like $17 a piece. Wow. Natural color carnelian. Beautiful. All right. Let me put those away. I'll be right back. This has to be out of, well, you know me, out of everything, and I mean everything, things that you guys are going to be seeing for weeks to come that you haven't seen before. Well, this is one of my favorites. Of course it would be. Rutilated quartz, but that's just not all. This is actually a functional perfume bottle. Now, it's one of those dabbers. You put the perfume in, there's very little room for the perfume, and then, well, we'll show you that closer in a moment. But as you can see, it is a rutilated quartz bottle. But there's something extra special about it, and it's obvious. You have right here at the bottom, look at those. Now, there's several different things in studying it as figuring out what they could be. One of them was gypsum, because it actually terminates like that. And then let me show you at the bottom, as Dave takes us in as close as he can, there is a what looks like kind of a fishtail termination on a couple of these. But in looking at it even closer, I strayed away from that when I saw that there were no gypsum found in and associated with the rutile. But what there is and found is anhydrite. Now, anhydrite, the difference between anhydrite and gypsum is very little, except one big thing. Anhydrite is from the Greek word anhydros, meaning without water. So gypsum is a calcium sulfate with water. Anhydrite is a calcium sulfate without water, without the H2O. That's the difference. And what can happen often with anhydrite is that it is easily dissolved away. And what you see in this, and I'm looking on the big screen, and let's see if we can see it on that, but it's real easy to see at home, is with magnification, let me get my pointer, that in these crystals have actually been dissolved out. So they are hollow, and you can see this open area right here, and an area over here. So these crystals, length of these crystals, what you're seeing is where the anhydrite grew, and you can tell by the termination that it is not a quartz because it's just really thin, and quartz wouldn't appear as another quartz crystal that looked like that. Anhydrite does. This is stunning. Look at that cluster of them. That look, and the carver knew. The carver knew exactly what to do and what to accomplish with them in this material. Look at the crystals of rutile in this piece. You also then have little hematite centers in some of them. This is stunning. This is what you want to see in a really, look at that. Look at that crystal showing through the bottle with the beautiful, beautiful needles. Really just the right amount of everything. But that right there is just made my heart melt. Now in my hand you can see how large it is, and then as I take the top off, the top being black onyx, you can see it's actually a little bit oval, and it's a tight fit, and out it comes. Now what you would do if you actually want to use it, now I put my nose to these, I never smelled where anybody used them because they're certainly decorative, but you could put a little bit of perfume in there, and then you use this, and then you take this and you dab it on your neck or behind your ear, or whatever you ladies do. That's the idea. The idea also though is just the decorative nature of these pieces, which this one, I'm going to show a couple more, but this one tops them all. This one to me is the finest one, and I have it at an exceptional value for you. We'll put that right there. What a beautiful object of art. It truly is. Truly is. Price on this, it is going to be only $177. $177. The anhydrite really is something that makes it super unusual. If you go to Mindat and try to find quartz with anhydrite like that, it is. I think there was one other one. So that's how unusual and rare the association is. Not even gypsum. If you put in anything else, it does not come up, but anhydrite is the only associated one with the rutilated quartz, and it's hollowed out, which is exactly what anhydrite is known to do. So let me do one more thing here, and because oftentimes I have just as much fun, let me just backlight this for a moment, and yeah, here you can see perfect, Dave, and if we can go right down, there we go. Look at, I wish I had a third hand so I could point to the anhydrite. Okay, there. Dave, that's what I've been wanting you to do all along. Okay, Dave, the big crystal, everybody. See the big crystal, and you see that lighter color right in the middle of the big crystal. There's one also down in the bottom crystal. That is a view of being able to see right into the crystal. That's where there is no residue left, so it is hollow up to that point and beyond. A really wonderful look when you backlight it, and you get to see so many other different things that you would not normally see in these pieces. How beautiful that is. Look at that. There's a crystal right there. I wish of something else right there at the end of my finger. Yeah, very cool. Thank you, sir. So I get my grubby hands all over this, but wow. Yeah, so there was right there. Boy, it's polished so well, it just wants to slide out. Something else unusual there, and there's that clear area. So check that out, $177. Look at the weight. The weight, I think the weight, if you figure these on a weight basis, it's 120. So what is that? $1 and not even $1.50 a carat. That is a deal. That is a really good deal. Now, let's move on. Item number 1085122. 1085122. I'm getting ready to show you the finest piece of sodalite I have seen in a while. And sodalite, remember, is a cousin to aween, and it's similar to lazurite. And this, wow, look at that. Look at that. That is a real looker in the world of sodalite. And this piece is a piece of sodalite of a quality not often seen, that I just have not seen very often. And I want to make sure I put this away safely. Let me show you. Here is also the cool factor. There's carvings on the side. So there's a carving of a tiger, it looks like. And as I turn this, look at the color. See that color change from white? There's a chatoyancy in the sodalite. Look at that as it comes across there. You can see the same chatoyancy up there, right there. Look at the quality of that. That is really the good stuff. Look at that. You can see that same chatoyancy on that same side. That color and it's a magnificent, deep, rich color. And a great way, here's the other neat thing, it's fluorescent. It's fluorescent. Sodalite. Sodalite, remember, is in that family of items, of minerals that can have the effect of fluorescence. You can also check it for other types of fluorescence. This comes from one farm, particular farm, and it's listed in the label. And this is beautiful, beautiful Bahia, Brazil material, and a black onyx lid. So let's look at that. This comes out, and these are really nicely made. They're very, very tight. So, and just a little opening right there, so it's nice and solid. But it's enough if you wanted to use it for a perfume bottle. And let me do one more thing here. Let me just add a little light to.
Show it on white.
Okay, yeah, we're going to show it to you in a white background, and that'll give you a much better idea of the color. Look at that. It's truly a royal blue, a royal blue. And then let me just do one thing here. Just show you just the richness. There we go. The richness of the blue in sodalite. You see how it's actually penetrating the material. Normally sodalite is an opaque material, and so when you get any kind of translucency through it, that's a really, really nice grade. You're always going to have those other, the lines in it like that. That's just part of what sodalite does. But with those carvings, extra bonus. Thank you, sir. Really rich piece. Here is the extra bonus. The extra bonus is the price. Price on that guy is only $77. $77. Let me show you next item. 1085222. 1085222. Now, here's another perfume bottle. These perfume bottles were on a whole nother level than ones I've had before. These are much, much higher quality. Check this out. I'll put the two side by side for a moment. Look at that. That is green aventurine. And yep, the white background, great idea. It would works a lot better on the aventurine. Allows you to really see the color a lot more for what it is, and it is certainly a color that I want to show off. Okay, aventurine. Now, for those of you not familiar with it, this also does have the tiger carving on the side. Aventurine is quartz, except quartz with inclusions of chromium-bearing fuchsite. The type of mica that is a green mica and will have green reflection. So this is a great piece. It is from the material from India. I have it on the label where I still have it from the Asu farm. So that is a carryover. It's not from the Asu farm. It's just from India, the greater India. Several different places they mine it from. But that's where some of the best materials ever come from. So you see these little reflective sparks? That's your fuchsite mica, plus all the big green in quartz. So it's a mix. There is your cap and the carving, and the price of that one is only $58. Only $58 for that. Let me show you the next one. 1086222. 1086222. Here is another jewel. And at first, when I first saw this, I thought, wow, that it looked like it was full of a liquid, until I realized that it was actually the stone. So look at this. See what I mean? How it looks like it is full of something? Well, it's got a beautiful carving on it. Now, oh yeah, is this the one? It is the one. You know how much I always talk about you have to look at the carvings from Asia for all kinds of different interesting additions that they put that are very sneakily, if that's a word, carved into it, and you just think it's something floral, or you don't even really notice what it is. I'm going to show you in a moment. All right, if you were looking at that carving, do you see anything that stands out other than just the design? Well, when you've seen enough of these sneaky little things, you know what to look for. And in this case, let me show you. This is a bat. Look at the two eyes. Here are the ears. And then you can see the wings. The two eyes, the ears, and here are the bat wings done decoratively. And the reason why a bat is so popular in putting them in carvings is because of a word called a homophone. And what that is a word that sounds the same but has a different meaning, just like we have in the English language. Let's take the word wood. We have the wood that we burn in a fire, or we have the wood. I would not go chop that tree down for your fire for anything. So, in other words, we have the same thing. Same word, sounds the same, but totally different meaning. The word fu means bat, but the same pronunciation of fu also means and stands for good fortune. So the bat is widely revered in general, and then especially because it means good fortune. In other words, if you have an attic full of bats, it would be rare that you would ever want to get rid of them. It would be a sign that good fortune is going to come your way. So good for the bats. I just saw an article the other day where millions of bats in the United States are dying from this type of fungus that they are getting, this white nose fungus, and it's sad to hear that. All right, so look at this. Now, I looked at this with a high-powered loop and magnification, you know, those gizmos I have, and there is actually a little bit of a inclusion you can find, and another one which it'd be tough to find right now with the camera, but it'd be something for you to look for. And what it told me was what I wanted to know, and that was the fact that this is genuine quartz. Now, lemon quartz, you can look and look and look, and everybody tries to say it's a natural quartz that you can find. That's really not the case in nature. I would have to say that it would be extremely unusual to find this color quartz in nature. Most of the time, this color and lemon quartz is something that is a color that is created by treating through heat or radiation like they do so many other minerals. So I have to add that part to it. If you didn't know it, because you know, this show, it's all about being straight up and telling you what is what in the gemstone world. And this is a magnificent lemon quartz piece. And lemon quartz is accepted. Did you know anymore that lab-grown amethyst is accepted just as much as natural amethyst, which is kind of funny, but because you can't tell the difference without extremely expensive lab equipment. So the home graduate gemologist is not something that can test for whether something is a natural amethyst or not. Now, I know a lot of ways that would put me, you know, probably 95% correct in my in how I determine it, but I use a different set of rules that seem to be very effective. So anyway, here is the cap. That one actually is plenty deep to put something in it if you would like. The bat, look at that. Staring right at you. You wouldn't even know it unless I told you. Here you go, $48 on that. That's probably the coolest one, $48. Oh, here, and just so you all know, that's what I did this morning. There we go. So, doing my part. Lemon citrine with the bat, $48. Okay, now let's get to something. 1085922. 1085922. For you equestrian lovers, I'm going to show you one of the finest carvings of a little horse I have ever seen. And I've seen a lot of horse carvings because we had a lot of equestrian people in our show that we could always sell these to. And I probably still do have some. Look at the quality of that carving. And I love the position of it. The quality of the carnelian is exceptional. And the price, $24. Only one I have. Only one I have of a horse at all. And so that's why I'm offering him separate, because if there's someone out there that is an equestrian and loves that part of their life, then you would certainly I would think want something cool like that, or know somebody that is an equestrian, and what a great cool gift that would be to give them. It's just about as high a quality of carnelian you can get in the translucency part, and I love the variance of the color. When you get those ones that are solid, even color, that's when you start questioning whether they've been heat treated or not. $24. Let me show you another one. Item 1086022. 1086022. And wow. Look at that. I'm looking at Dave's big screen he has there. I wish my head liked to turn to the right better. And if it looks like that on your home TV, I see pinks even in. Well, you can see pink actually, and even in this picture. Let me show you. Even along the back there, this is a pinkish color tone. It's really magnificent. Let me show you. This I'm offering separately as well because it's a little bit different koi. The koi fish, of course, is probably one of the most valuable fish there are in the fish trade. And I know, you know, when I had my trout ponds before the bears and the blue herons ate them all, I was whining to other people, and then I got to hear all their stories where they would have koi that would cost anywhere from hundreds of dollars upwards to $1,000, and they'd go out and they'd see either a raccoon or one of the white herons or, you know, a marsh heron. All these horror stories of their fish being eaten. Now my trout, that was a couple bucks of fish, but it was a couple hundred trout. And it was pretty cool because we got to see Teddy, you know, which is the name that Raven gives for the 8 different bear that our critter cameras picked up last year. Yeah, that's kind of woods we live in. And I have a picture of a blue heron. How it even found this little pond through the trees, I have no idea, but very clever birds. This huge wingspan, and it dove in and was getting my trout. My trout didn't stand a chance. Anyway, I'm glad I didn't have expensive fish. Koi can be expensive. But this is a beautiful fantail. I love it. The koi kind of belong to the goldfish family. I like the way this has been carved because of the use of the layer of that fine natural color. Look at that natural color. What a great carver. Carving like that, it should be signed somewhere. Certainly worthy of it. Price on this guy, how about this? $28. Only $28 for him too. Okay, much more to do. Next item. Wait till you see this. I didn't think I would ever get this back. This next ring, I made. It's even in the description. Item 1085022. 1085022. And here is something that you probably have never actually seen. You've seen emerald, but you have not seen emerald from Australia. I kid you not. This is Australian emerald. And now, of course, green is always difficult to shoot. The color does not have any blue in it. So if you are seeing blue, there's no blue. There's no blue. It looks like, why does that look blue? These stones are a wonderful, bright, lighter green, kind of like the Colombian stones, except they are from the Aga Khan mine. If you look up the history of the Aga Khan mine, it has been bought and sold over 6 different owners over the last 100 years, none of them able to make it profitably. So you hear about, and you get jealous of someone else having a mine, but when you have, it's at least, I was reading the history of it, at least 6 different owners. None of them could make it profitable. The last group, he had 30 miners. You know how much you have to find money-wise? 30 miners mining it. So emerald was there, but it was never there in large enough quantity to really make a big go of it. There were individual stones that were mined and cut. And I was able to get, I've been to Australia, spent several weeks there, have a lot of Australian contacts, and I was able to get some Australian emeralds. And so like I said, if you're seeing any blue at home, these have no blue to it, even though if they did, that color of a blue-green beryl would be very valuable, actually. It'd be kind of like Perry, but tourmaline type of coloring and uniqueness. But these are a wonderful green. Look at the cutting, wonderful cutting. I had to make the heads and solder them. You can see, look at that. Look at how straight I did those. Boy, I tell you what, look at how even. You do not see this kind of stone setting. If you want to see more of this, go to the How It's Done series of where you find the link to my show. There is bigger links to the How It's Done series. And you will see, Asif directed and produced it. I was the man behind the bench, and you'll get to see every step it takes to build a ring and so much more. We show you the 2 methods, lost wax method and the method of actually making something by hand, where it's an incredible opal pendant in rose gold. And we actually alloy the gold, we roll it out. It is start to finish handmade. So I am doing a little bit of bragging because if you look at other people's stone settings, you'll find if you did something like this, you would find one stone crooked or a bigger gap between one or the other, or you would see how level these tables are against the world. In other words, that table needs to be parallel to, I guess it would be, if you put it this way, if you looked out over the ocean and you saw the horizon, that horizon line is your line that you want to guide all your stone setting by. Now, you don't have to see the horizon line. You just know that you need to set the table flat and level as if there is an imaginary horizon. That's how I did it. Works out really well for me. You can see, because the center stone, how I did 6 prongs on the center. So the outside prong protecting that stone, that's where you're going to get your hits. This is where jewelers get it wrong. This is where, by design, they get it wrong. They're not addressing their designs to go with the stone. If these were sapphires or rubies and how durable they are, yeah, you don't need that other prong. But thinking ahead and wanting to watch out for the eventual person that buys it, I make sure that I protect the stone in question that needs protecting. And of course, being emerald, the larger size, the only area you're really going to hit is the outside of the middle stone. And there we go, with 6 prongs there. Don't need it over here. That gives you a big look. You barely notice the prongs. Look at the cutting. Look at that cutting. And the Aga Khan mine, there's only 2 big producing mines for emeralds in Australia. The Aga Khan mine, it's a really funny story. Oh, it was named Aga Khan after Aga Khan, who supposedly had an interest in the mine itself. But deeper research from other owners led to the fact that they could not establish an ownership between Aga Khan and anything to do with the mine. But he did have this mine named after him, and that is the name of the mine that stuck. I was going to say, is that the Aga Khan you referred to?
Yeah, that was his grandfather, the third. Now, the Aga Khan Foundation is one of the biggest philanthropic organizations in the world.
That's what Asif has told me before. Aga Khan is a spiritual leader of, is it your faith?
It's a sect of Islam.
Yeah, it's a sect of Islam, and he's told me.
He's a direct descendant of Muhammad.
A direct descendant of Muhammad. And Asif, not even knowing that, when I saw that name, I remember him telling me about Aga Khan, and he's so highly respected. He's done a tremendous amount of good throughout the world, and is one of those names you can be proud to be a Muslim for what he's done. And so that's the group that that Asif follows, and a great man indeed. And in reading about it, that's the way they, I think, really wanted to name the mine after something positive. And at the time this mine was discovered, it was like quite some time ago, there just wasn't that much in Australia by way of the Muslim faith. So it's kind of unusual that that name would have been attached to it. But they were wanting to find an actual legal attachment to the mine, but they did not find one. And I guess the way Aga Khan is, it would be unusual for him to actually have an interest in the mine. But a great person indeed, and it would make you proud to be a Muslim, to follow in Aga Khan's ways and in his beliefs. So I thank Asa for teaching me something about who that person was, and I thought it was real interesting that that mine was actually named after him. So that's good to know, because it's always important to know the history to something as important as emeralds from Australia. Price on this, after all said and done, think about it. Think about what 3 beautiful emeralds like that. Look at the clarity to them. And believe me, it's a tremendous green. Even if it's not appearing as green as you think, you will love it. Here we go. Ready, set. Let me see. Make sure I get the $888. $888, going with the 3/8, which is the auspicious number for the whole Asian part of the world. And of course, Australia being its own continent, but over there on the Asian side of the world, kind of goes. And what a tremendous opportunity. The mounting alone, if you were doing it and getting it to have it custom made to fit those stones, that's what I had to do, I had to custom make those heads to fit those particular size combination of stones. It was the last 3 Australian emeralds I had. I had a number of them that I'd bought, a number meaning like probably 6 or 8, and it was fantastic that I got to create an entire ring from the last 3 from that batch. So, okay, now let me show you. Item number 1085522. 1085522. And check this out. I almost had to have this for my new wedding band. By the way, everyone, that ruby ring sold. I told you it went to another show upstairs, as I like to say it, because we shoot downstairs. We have a huge building, and upstairs are the primary studios. And so that ruby ring, it only was shown twice, and it sold up there immediately. So that's what's going to happen if you guys don't take advantage of them, because right here, down here, I can offer you the best value. And so if you see any of these other items, it might be priced differently, but I can assure you it won't be priced as inexpensively as what you're seeing right now. Check this ring out. I love this ring. I always have when I've seen other similar styles. You have baguettes and emerald cut diamonds. Look at the smooth setting to them. This is a good size. It's 18 karat yellow gold. And so it's a size 10 1/4. And at 10 1/4, of course, it can fit, it's a men's or ladies band. And it is so well set that you're not going to have any prongs to snag. Look at that. 18 karat gold. I wish I could say I made it, but I didn't. But with that kind of setting, you get a really nice, clean factory look. Those stones, no gap between them, set right by each other. And the color, look at how white they are. GH color, VS clarity. I couldn't find anything in them with a 10 power loop, which could actually make them a higher clarity, but I just conservatively called it a VS clarity. Heavyweight, and look at a fantastic ring. Easy to keep clean, and an opportunity price-wise for sure. $988. Only $988. When I figured the weight of the gold alone, yeah, and then you figure the value of the diamonds when I was calculating them to replace them, the numbers I came up with, of course, totaled way more than the price of $988. But that's the difference in offering something from in an estate opportunity where it's, clearance kind of pricing. It's not a situation where we just want to keep showing the items over and over to get a higher price. Oh no, this is something that we have the opportunity to offer you values far, far less than the usual market. Item number 1086522. 1086522. This ring is another one I really liked. I like unusual stones. Check this out. This is men's or ladies, but what an amazing men's band this would be. This is a tremendous stone, and I should make it something that you have to tell me what the stone is. That's really what I should do. But since we have to put something up in the graphics, this is an iolite. This is an iolite, and here, let me show you. You can read some of the Madagascan iolite, 3.50 carat. Now, so here's the good thing for all of you. When I factor in and I use a formula and the specific gravity of the stone to be able to calculate weights when they're unknown and they're in the ring. I always make it conservative. And in other words, you see the number of 3.50. I think this came up to closer to 4 carat, but I didn't want to put some unusual number. I just wanted to round down. So I rounded down. It's 10 millimeters. It is a clean iolite, which is rare. This is a larger finger size and can be sized to anything that really you may want because it's a good range. Look at that. Look at that. Now, iolite. Iolite is one of those stones that has several names. Dichroite, it's been called the Viking stone. They were able to use it to find the sun during cloudy days because it is because of the color change. And very clever. So you can see at certain angles, this will go clear to a tannish color. So it was also called dichroite because of the dichroism. Iolite, Viking stone, cordierite. Cordierite was another name. Look at these diamonds. Look at those pave set diamonds. I love the way the clean lines, easy to keep clean. Easy to keep clean. Look at the gallery. Nicely done gallery underneath it. And that is scary stone setting right there. Now that's really, really good stone setting on a softer stone. The stone's hard enough, it's like a hardness of a tanzanite. It has the look of a sapphire. The other name, water sapphire. So I've given you water sapphire, cordierite, iolite, dichroite, Viking stone. 5 names right there. It's one of the stones that has one of the most names I know of. But you can see right there how it starts to go clear or tan. That's what it is known for. This opportunity, there's a lot of gold in it. The diamonds, it is a beautiful ring. And it actually is one I can model as a man. Look at that. Look at that on my finger. Wow. That is fantastic. So men's or ladies, it's a very comfortable ring. And the way it's set, it protects the stone. Price on this, you're gonna love it. Seriously? Think of a price in your head, and then when I tell you how much this is, you're gonna think I'm thinking I've lost my mind. How in the world? I'm thinking of what the gold is. Wow. Okay, well, we're going to do it. I have it written here. Doesn't mean I can't change it, but I tell you, I'm going to throw out a price here, and let's see who takes advantage of it. $588. I kid you not. $588. That is a $1,500 to $2,000 ring all day long. And actually, I don't know when the last time I've even seen an iolite ring like that made. I just have it. All right, let me tuck a couple things away and we'll be right back. This one Asif liked in particular. He just liked the contrast of the white against the black, just the nice kind of look of snowflakes. Yes, we're looking for hopefully a snowstorm down here in the south, at least one this season. I know those of you that see lots of them may not feel that same way, but around here, we always have a little bit of hopium that we want when it comes to snow. And this snowflake obsidian, if you're not familiar with snowflake obsidian, it is cristobalite, is the mineral that creates those white, perfect name, snowflakes. This is from Utah. I even know exactly where it's from. This actually has, look at that, nicely done. A lot of room in there to put whatever you want, or just mostly for ornamental purposes. How about this? It is also I have it from Millard County, Utah. $48. Only $48 on that. Only $48 on that. All right. Yeah, we're going to give you a big show. I'm going to keep rolling here because I want to get to see if I can get to all these items. Let me look at this next one. Wait till you see this. Item 108 5422. 108 5422. And when I saw this in the collection, it was like one of my faves. Okay, so Yes, that is some of your deep water coral right there. And now, I'm not sure, but this could be one of the 5 in Chinese lore. I think there's I don't know if they're called wise men, but there's 5. I'm forgetting the word right now. I used to know that, but it may be one of those wise men type characters. Now it's on a wooden base, but it comes out. You can see that it's just been sticky puttied there, and this is beautifully done and nicely polished. Nice piece of coral. You know, deep water coral grows so slow that it can take a long time. Coral, the wider it is, the more valuable it is. And so you can see the width of the piece of coral it would have taken to be able to carve that. This is exceptional, and I have an exceptional value on it for you. Only $98. Coral has gone insane in price. Most places, a lot of places, it's no longer legal to dye for, and it can only come from certain places. This is an estate piece. I know it is at least 30 to 40 years old, so it, I'm sure, is Italian deep water coral. So if you love coral, that is an exceptional value and opportunity. Now, this next item 1084722, 1084722. And this guy, here's a fun item. Here's a fun item to add to your collection of critters. And everybody should have them. Look at this. Look at that rainbow obsidian. And this is the good stuff. Look at that, and look at the way it has been perfectly centered. And as we come up a little closer to it on it, you can see, look at all the colors. That's what you want to see, and I love that on the head. Great planning on that. Look at the purple underneath there, and you want that. You want the made in Mexico. This is you can see the conchoidal fracture on how they can flint knap them. And this doesn't take a whole lot of carving to create something like that. I have a fun price for anybody that wants something like that, especially that quality. $18. Only $18. Now, next, let's look at item 1086622. 1086622. Now, what I'm getting ready to show you, if you could, how many of you would know what the gift is for the 2nd year anniversary? For those of you that make it to the 2nd year anniversary, how terrible of me. Well, if you knew that, I would be really impressed, because I didn't know that. It is, what I'm getting ready to show you, look at this, my birthstone. My birthstone, look at that. So here is the information on it. We have almandine garnet, and so how do we know it's almandine garnet? What is the best way to check? I think that is going to be my trivia. I'm not going to tell you. So the way I could tell, because it was set already, remember? So the prongs were up. I couldn't really get a refractive index, but garnets kind of overlap themselves in a refractive index. There's a way that even you can tell at home. We're going to get to that. All right, made by, look at who did that make that? Right there, me. I made it. It's size 9. All right, we get all the info. Garnet. Now, here's the other cool thing. Garnet was named by a philosopher in 1270, the philosopher Albertus Magnus, and it was named because of the similarity to pomegranate seeds, that bright red color. It's now the 2nd year gift for wedding anniversaries, and almandine has a particular color. Look at that. For almandine garnet, that is some of the finest color I have seen. You would maybe think that it would be a pyrope, but there's a way to tell when it's mounted. And if you can't see how the prongs, if they come up above the table, you can't get a good reading on a refractometer. But you at home, who has $1,000 refractometer? I have 4 of them, but I have some I probably need to sell at a fraction of that price. I know a couple of you have been interested, so I may get something together and sell you one. But anyway, look at that, and you can see how I used the prongs to protect the stone as well. Price on this? Only $288. $288. That's it. All right. So I already know a couple questions that might have to do with this ring, and so we'll see. Okay. We're almost down to making my goal. 2 more items here. Item 1085722. Let's see what this gets us. Okay. This is like a treasure each time. Now, wow. The February birthstone. And guess what? I can assure you these are genuine. These are real amethysts. They have flaws and inclusions. You know, when's it been since anymore that you want an inclusion in your stone? It's kind of like a horsetail inclusion in a Russian demantoid. It's kind of silly when I think people actually want a flaw in their stone, but that's the way it goes sometimes. I like a flaw in my amethyst, so I know that it's not a lab-created amethyst and it's a genuine amethyst. So this has the traits of zoning and other things and inclusions when you look at it closer. Look at this. It is very well set. And I would like to say that I did this one, but I didn't. But it's nicely made. Nevertheless, I like how tight those are with no gap between them in this case, in the case of amethyst. All right, I have a price on that guy that you're going to love, mounting stones and all. $288. Only $288. The mounting would cost you more than that. And let's see, I think we're getting down to the last item of the show. Is it? Let me look around here. Yep, we are out of time anyway. So 1088422. 1088422. But it's not like I have run out of goods. This is just what I had for you today. And I couldn't overwhelm them having to enter the items, so there's going to be another batch of really, and it's just a big mix of all kinds of stuff. So you have to stick around for everyone. Oh, this ring, this was so cool. I actually really liked it. Of course, I happen to like diamonds with color. Check this out. Yeah, let's see. What number was that? It's 1086422. 1086422. Okay, Dave, make those diamonds the color they're supposed to be. They're supposed to be greenins. Make them green. Like I said, it's always green that's difficult.
Take the white, take the black away.
Yeah, take the black away. Okay, that's a good place to start. Yep, that's a good. Okay, take my word for it. These are green.
No, it's red.
These are green, and they, of course, are treated, but they're a beautiful color green, and they're really nicely set. There we go. Dave's getting some green in there. The green's always been difficult. I remember years back we used to play with the cameras upstairs to try to get the actual color of green. So naturally, no one's going to set diamonds of that color. So you got to trust me on this one. It's enhanced green diamonds, and there is a carat total weight, a conservative weight, 63 stones, 14 karat yellow gold, and 6 grams. It's an estate piece. It's a size 10. A carat and 63 stones. So you look at the average of stones. I have the average of the stones of only just over 1.5 or something, and that's ridiculous because there's probably a carat just in the middle stones. But again, I'm making it very conservative for everybody, and this is something that believe me, it is a much prettier green than that. So I guess, you know what, that's going to make me even make this less, because here it was, yeah, all right. I'm going to mark it down already. And how about this? $268. $268, and that's pretty much a giveaway. As you know it is. Imagine what it would be in another place that you might see something like that. You certainly don't see any $268 price points, but that one is. Okay, that wraps up the show. I'm going to get to creating a couple of trivia questions, and I'll be right back with those. Hey, I hope you enjoyed that show as much as I did, and it was a mix of jewelry and estate items I made, but, well, I don't want to say anything to keep you from getting what was in today's show. There's a lot of exciting things ahead, but don't save your purchases or anything for those, because it may not be something that you like. But there's a lot of other pieces that I have made. There was only some of them. There is some of the more beautiful, ornate ones. I have a incredible large freshwater pearl that I carved and made a cougar sitting over the top of it like it's a rock, with opals and diamonds below it, and completely handmade. And the thing about things like that now, when they resell in the market, and this is just the way it is, no labor is not paid for. In other words, what she paid in labor to have this custom piece made does not translate to in a resale situation. So you are able to get the piece for only cost of the goods and pay nothing for the tremendous amount of labor that went into making some of these. So that is a huge savings that you're going to be able to take advantage of. And there's often the labor is more or as much as the materials in pieces, so it can make a gigantic difference in reselling it. So also, the estate wants me to sell the items at a market value that assures you can't find the piece anywhere else that at that kind of price. So that's what I want to hear. That's what I want to pass on, is the fact that these items are going to be well below any other similar item you may see. Like that garnet ring. That garnet ring is just a 3-stone garnet ring. But those are 3 special garnets, and the ring, because I made it, it's made very well, as you could tell. Heavier weight, 6 prongs. The emerald piece, only 3 stones, very simple, but they're 3 Australian emeralds. How unique. Look up the Aga Khan mine and the history of it. That's what you're buying in some of these. You're buying the provenance of these, and it's amazing. It's to be able to offer you items I didn't think I would ever get to see, and so it really is exciting to see, like that sapphire and diamond bracelet. That piece, I think all of you know, would be twice, 3 times that in another environment, in another situation. But in this particular show, in this particular realm, and with this particular estate, I have some leeway to give you mind-blowing opportunities. So there's going to be more cool carvings. There's going to be some amazing rings. There is a custom-made, and I haven't decided what to do with it, a custom-made 8-carat total weight waterfall ring that I made when waterfall rings were real popular. And it has 13 half-carat stones, roughly. So there's 8 carats in 8 carats in 11, 8 carats in 13 stones. So, but if it doesn't sell that way, then I'm going to break it down and sell the diamonds loose and melt the gold, that kind of thing. So it's one of those things that's not going to be around forever. If they don't sell in their current situation, it's going to be break it down, sell the gold, sell the diamond separate, and move on. I'm going to have to move this stuff. So don't miss a show. And I know you guys won't. We just have to show up, right? And you'll be there. Other carvings with Easter coming up. Wait till you see the egg collection and really other fantastic things. Oh, well, if I could, there is a museum class collection of carvings that aren't available to be sold in the market. I'm sure you'll figure out what I'm talking about, but it just goes to show the level of quality of items that she collected. There are some stunning serpentine carvings that I'm going to be bringing you, and these are like beautiful larger ones, and they'll be at a fraction of what the original price of. So look forward every show to an exciting show, and it's we'll mix in some other rocks and minerals as well, but like those little carvings of carnelian and whatnot. Ooh, beautiful. Okay, ready, set. We've got 2 trivia questions for you. And I hope you took notes. No fast forwarding or anything in the show. You can use your notes all you want, but we want you to use your memory. We want you to lock in the answers so you know and learn from what you heard and retain that knowledge. Question number 1. And you should have known this would have been a question, just the way I kind of focused in on it when I showed you the iolite. Take any notes on that one? There were 4 other names. I'm looking just to make sure I did. 4 other names I gave you for iolite that have been used. Name 3 of the 4. I should make you name all 4. If you name all 4, you get extra credit. How's that? But name 3 of the 4 names, alternate names that have been used for iolite over time. Question number 2. And this one also I alluded to and said it would probably be a trivia question. Well, it is. On that garnet ring. Okay, so you're at a friend's house. They want you to tell them, they know you know gems and minerals. They think you know everything about them. And they picked up a ring. This is a scenario, okay? Because this is just scenarios I run into. And they picked up a ring at a yard sale. And I have picked up rings at yard sales for $25. And they are gold and diamonds and everything. It's amazing if you know what to look for. If not, you may be spending $25 on something that's not worth a nickel. All right. So you're at a yard sale or you're at a friend's house and there's this opportunity comes up. It's a 3-stone garnet ring. What is the best way for you to tell what kind of garnet it is, or if it's a garnet at all, when you don't have any refractometer or any other fancy equipment with you? You only have some simple tools. What would be the item you would have that could determine whether the garnet was almandine or another form of garnet outside of almandine, like pyro, hessonite, those kind of things? What could you use that could give you a very accurate or close to, I mean, it's not 100%, you still would want to have a backup to it, but it would absolutely give you a real good idea of what the item is without having to have fancy, expensive tools or equipment that you can carry around. What method would you use to be able to tell if that garnet ring was a garnet, and what type of garnet it could tell you as well? All right. I expect correct answers on that one. All right, I had a lot of fun. We're going to have a lot of fun next week. Again, I'm sorry you missed the show last week and that you were hungry for it, but it'll be worth it in the coming shows, because today's show, every single item was an item you had never seen before. And we can do this for a lot more shows to come. Yep, you're going to have a lot of fun. We also are going to mix in some other wonderful crystal and mineral specimens along with it. So stick around for every show. I know I will be here, or at least I hope I'll be here, every show. And I can't wait for all of you. So send in your comments, send in your answers to the trivia. Let's have a fun, enjoyable holiday season full of love and magic, because that's what Gem Collectors with Shawn is all about. Love and magic. God bless all of you. Take care, and I'll see you next week.